Welcome to Medium Rare, where the thoughts are half-baked and the conversation's well done. My name is Brett Owens, and I'm here with Alex.
Still socially disconnected from society.
Sahil.
I am Sahil.
Tucker.
Yep.
When we get into the hundreds of episodes, you have to do yep that many times.
I'm down.
Okay.
I will do it.
And our special guest today is our producer, Daniel.
Howdy.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So as we do with every episode, we're going to get into some interesting stories this week. Mine comes from a few minutes before we started recording. Me, Sahil, and Daniel are all sitting in our car, or in Sahil's car, and a car drove by with both back doors completely open and a child in the back seat.
It's true.
I would expect nothing less. I would expect nothing less from the town that we're in.
A beautiful
I hope
town.
you
A
reported
beautiful
it.
town. We can't say
with much history.
Yeah, with much history.
I was actually explaining a lot of it.
That's
to Sahil.
honestly it. I don't really have a long story, but I just thought that was extremely dangerous and horrifying. So
Thank you for that.
Going on.
I hope you reported it.
Going on to Alex.
I don't really have much of a story. We decided to get drinks, some mineral water. Me and Sahil. Sahil's like, "Yeah, dude, can we get some drinks? Can we get some LaCroix, some soda water? Yeah, we like LaCroix, but it's very bougie.
Whatever.
It's not in a lot of places. Anyways, so we decided to go to the local gas station to pick up some drinkies, and I leave my keys here in the studio because I expected, Sahil invited me to go, so.
I thought it was in walking distance.
Sahil invited me to go, so I thought we were taking his car. We get outside, we're both walking, we're just laughing. I'm like, "Oh, where's your car?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were driving." Or no, I thought we were walking. I said, "No, this is a pretty far walk." And he says, "Oh." I said, "You invited me. I thought we were going to take your car." Anyways, I came back upstairs. Everybody made fun of him. Let's go.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you got... Whoops. I almost got bad. I'm glad you guys went for LaCroix and ended up with Topo Chico.
Not bad.
That sounds spicy.
All right, get the ray gun. Tucker the ray gun.
He wasn't being racist.
That's my. You know what
Thinking
though?
racist thoughts.
You know what? This is my first ray gun.
Yeah, Tucker's first raise.
We got to keep count of how many times each of us gets the ray gun.
I think I got, 2? Sale got a couple. Alex got a couple.
Yeah, I don't think
One
maybe
for
I got
all three,
one.
maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is from Monterey, Mexico, so he was kind of on the dot.
Okay.
Monterey.
It's pretty spicy
Monterey
water.
Jack, go ahead.
That's Monterey Jack is spicy.
Monterey Jack. That's spicy. All right, Dan, you got any stories for us?
All my stories are real boring. I finished a book series that I was reading, and I was really mad. And then I found it.
What book series was it?
It was Coiling Dragon. It's a Chinese Zansha series.
Have a flatter voice. Just be less enthused about this.
What's it about though? Like,
It's about like martial arts and stuff.
I just like that Tucker's being so supportive of Dan.
It's
He don't wanna talk to
martial
your goofy
arts.
I don't like explaining the.
no, that's cool. I mean, it sounds.
Unless I'm planning on going in depth on talking about a book series, I'm like explaining it.
Unless I'm like on a podcast about something and I have to talk about something, I don't like to go
Right,
into
yeah.
depth.
We're on a podcast.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh well.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go now.
Sahil.
Yeah, go ahead.
A few weeks ago, I was looking through my drawer and I found a $1 bill.
Sick.
Thank you, douchebag.
Nice.
I look on the back of the $1 bill and it says, "This was in a dude's butthole."
Oh, wow.
And as a person who does not carry much cash around, everywhere I go, I usually pay with Apple Pay unless they're fucking backwards. Then
All right, that's our one F word for the whole show.
One.
Sahil just used it at the top of the show.
My bad. Then I have to pull out my debit card. It is such an inconvenience to pull out your debit card. Whatever. So I got rid of this $1 bill, and I was at Brewster's, and my mom had paid, or my mom gave me money to pay for this cake. And I could not believe it. The change I got back was this $1 bill. It had circulated back to me. So,
Whoa!
yeah. So,
What a small world.
right?
That blew my mind. I
Stinky.
didn't realize it was going to connect like that.
This whole stinky
nice.
world.
So the bill that was in, hopefully or hopefully not, in someone's butthole, circulated back to me, and that is your
And-
economics lesson.
and that's
Thank you
the
for coming to my
story.
TED Talk.
And that's the final truth. That's the final truth.
Last podcast on the
Oh,
left.
last
Hey.
podcast on the left. Shout out. Okay, go ahead, Tucker.
Okay, so this happened earlier last week, but I don't
Hey,
know if
man.
my sister will actually be listening to it, but it'd be funny if she did because I'm kind of ratting her out.
Ooh.
But so it's not really ratting her
family
out. It's more
drama.
of just what happened. It's really funny. So she had her and her boyfriend, and I think she had 2 of her friends over as well, and they were just hanging out. Hanging out swimming because we have a pool, so they were just swimming, having some drinks, and for some reason her boyfriend's other 2 friends come over. Just these random 2 guys. They seem pretty cool. One dude, I mean, I think they're about my age. They're about 22, 21 or so. But they came over. They had brought some more drinks. Brought more. So they had been going for probably about a couple hours, just into the night. And next thing I know, one of them goes into the bathroom in the house. And he's in there for a little bit. And then
We know what
I
he's
hear,
doing.
Yeah. And then I hear there's another guy that's outside.
I was on a different track.
No,
I was
Sale
going
did
to
that
say
too.
that's a little bit different from what I'm going into, but so then there
No,
was
I'm just trying
the
to
other
keep it
guy.
censored.
The other guy was outside, and they both were just throwing up. The 2
Wow.
guys that just got there,
Good story.
started just
Did you ever
slamming
find
drinks.
Did you ever find out if the other guy was okay?
I don't know.
He's still in.
They,
He's
well,
still
what's
there.
funny is he's still here
He's
to
still
this day. Some say he's
He
still
never
in that
left.
bathroom. No, but it's like they were in there for a little bit. I went into the back room, came back out. It was quiet. Everyone's gone.
Nice.
The vomit was still outside.
This was
though.
happening. This was the time when I was asking you if you could help me find my wallet in your car, and
Yes, actually.
Okay, yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was kind of around that time.
yeah, because you were like, "Hold on, I was trying to get on Xbox with you, and you were like,
Yes.
sorry, my sister was doing weird stuff or whatever."
Yes, that's the weird
That's
stuff.
the weird stuff that
That's
you were talking
it.
about. Cool.
That's all, folks.
All right, so we're gonna go into the news. So if everybody would find an article, or if they haven't, or if they haven't already, obviously.
Right.
Okay.
You've got yours, right?
I don't have mine. Oh, wait, yeah. So I don't know if you guys saw this last week. There was this meme going around, but there was a Florida security guard who documented farts online for 6 months and got fired immediately.
That sounds about right.
Literally videotaped it, and all the videos were on the internet of just him staring just potato into the camera and just behind him.
Emptying his bowels of air.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh man, that one was fantastic. Anybody else have any good ones?
This one was kind of ironic. They had some meals at a funeral, to
As you would.
As you would.
No, I mean, like, these people are paying their respects to the dead, and they deserve some food.
Okay.
It's
dead?
common.
Is it at the funeral home, or is this like what they do after? Because I guess that is kind of common.
I mean, I don't know how they do it out there in Peru. But,
It's in Peru.
It's in Peru.
Okay.
So those funeral meals ended up leaving 9 people dead and dozens sick.
Wow.
Thus, kind of ironic.
Wait, what?
They died. 9 people died from eating those funeral
From eating
meals
food.
at a funeral.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that was human
So,
meat.
Rest in peace to those beautiful Peruvians.
It's like, wait, where's the body in the
Just
coffin?
at the funeral. They turn to the side. It's a buffet.
I was like, let the body hit the floor.
I just
There
give
you
me
go.
the ray gun now. I feel like that might have
yeah,
been
you got
racist.
it, dog.
Because it's in Peru. I don't know. We'll just. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay. Anybody else?
I have one that maybe some of the listeners and maybe some of you have heard about. But there was this woman that had matched with a lot of people on Tinder and in New York
Bless.
and decided to all message them and say the same message, telling them to meet in Times Square, or I think it was in Times Square at 6 p.m. on whatever day it was. And they all met, and there was this woman, she was wearing all black and up on this stage. I think her name was, where was it? I can't remember. I just saw it. Natasha Aponte. I think that's how it said.
Ooh,
That's a
sounds-
hot
They still,
nice name.
they still
That's
haven't
hot.
even
Hot.
they
Sounds-
still haven't even confirmed that
Hey, guys,
actually was her real name.
Sounds pretty spicy.
I mean, really.
You're keeping that
I'm
one.
keeping the ray gun for this episode, I think.
But she got them all to meet up, and so some of the men that had, they took pictures. Some of them just left as soon as they saw that they just all got duped, and then some of them stayed. And she wanted them to do a type of Hunger Games style survival to see who was going to get a date. Now it doesn't really go into details on what they did. I'm sure it wasn't anything serious. It was probably just something very humiliating, and I just feel like that is dating in 2018.
Sounds good.
All
This is
right.
it.
See, Dan, this is what you're missing out on.
That was a spin.
If you were only on Tinder.
Ugh.
Dude, we have a friend, I'm going to call him out, Kevin McCauley.
Please.
Wow.
My man,
Yeah.
listen to me.
My
My man
man's-
has 2 apps on his phone, and it is Tinder and then the phone call app so that he can call his phone.
No, don't
With
forget
his
about
mom's number.
Instagram account. I wouldn't.
Ooh, he
neglect
has
the
a really
fact.
he has a really good Instagram. I've seen it.
My man, dead ass Instagrams and just carries himself on social media as a 12-year-old.
No, okay, hold on. Kevin, we love you with all of our heart.
You're really funny.
We take
I like
care. We want to take care of you, and we
And
love
you
you.
got that sick tattoo now.
But you know that we have to always roast you. I just
Of
want you to
course.
know, no matter what platform we're on.
Nobody is safe.
We're gonna move on from Kevin, though. Every time I think of Tinder, I think of him because that's all he does is
Well,
just swiping
he
right.
does get laid.
just
a good
all he
amount
does.
from
Okay, whoa.
Tinder.
We're getting into
All
his
right.
personal life. We
All
don't
right.
need to worry about.
It's effective.
Okay, I have an article. A woman gets out of paying parking fine by writing poem for local council about needing a poo.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet.
I love prose. You know.
We got to keep it a little positive here on the Medium Rare
Okay,
podcast.
yes. A woman has shared the hilarious way she managed to get out of paying. Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah,
that was
hey,
a
just
good
say it
follow-up.
again.
Good follow
For the
up.
people in the back.
Thank you. So basically, this woman was getting a parking ticket, and I mean, the title says it all. So she writes a poem, submits it to the local council, city council, about how she needs a poo. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can read some lines off of it if my phone will allow. No, it's not.
Oh my god.
Moving on.
Is your phone as
Moving
old as
on.
mine?
Does Dan have anything?
It's just this website. That's all.
I mean, I found an article about a man that got arrested in San Diego for stealing 800 pounds of lemons.
Wow.
But he went and picked them himself
I love lemons.
from like the orchard.
Lemons.
Yep.
Hey, he earned that.
So he went.
He was having a really shitty day, and someone right before he did that was like, "Well, life gives you lemons."
Oh,
He's like, oh, let me tell you, I got 800 pounds of lemons.
Life gave me so many
Life
lemons.
gave me so many lemons.
Flying by the ball.
He was probably so angry while he was picking them out too.
I hate that fucking saying. I hate when people say that. Life gives you lemons. I'll show you lemons.
I'll take lemons. Life doesn't give me lemons. I'm stealing them.
I'm taking the lemons. Okay.
Just a quick side note. I've been going to the local community garden and taking a lot of pepper. I didn't know. Listen.
I've been taking so many lemons.
Listen.
Alex is the man in the article.
Listen. My wife and I decided to go for a run one day, past the community garden. Didn't see the sign on the front.
That says don't take
That
anything.
but it's small. The font is small. We walk in. I'm like, oh, peppers.
Hold on.
Cool.
Why would you just go by a garden?
It
and
says
then just
community garden.
and then just be like,
Have you never been?
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
cool.
how
It's
community-
cool. All right, let's not say anything else about it. It's cool. Tomatoes, peppers,
Let's
chilies.
not say anything else about it as I talk about it in more detail.
No, I mean we don't need to disclose the location of this community garden. I don't want to
Because then
get
more
arrested.
people will steal, like Alex.
Anyways, I go in
There'll
there.
be
I get
less
some-
stuff
get
for
some
Alex to
rosemary,
take next time.
Bell peppers, chili, jalapenos. You know, I'm loading up. No lemons, sadly. But I went and picked them. And then Liz and my wife and Jesse's wife all went to the community garden the next day. And is it the next day? And they saw and they're like, "Oh, no picking."
You're like, oof.
I'm a criminal.
Alex is just running away with
I was literally like,
bundles of vegetables.
Down the road, he looks across the street, sees a batch of lemons. He's like,
So
Just a nod of approval.
Did you put stuff in your pockets?
I just pulled up my shirt. Like a
pouch kid.
Yeah.
Just has a.
I was so happy. I was like, free.
That's like what
free
you would do with your
produce.
toys when you had to clean them up and have to take them upstairs to put them away.
but what is the community garden for then? If
That's exactly. It says on the front. It says in
If
big
you're not
bold letters,
supposed to pick
"We are
stuff."
here to feed the local community." Blah blah blah. But then in small it says, "No picking."
No picking for you. That's probably going to like people that can't afford food,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
You
okay.
stole
Yeah,
from
yeah,
them,
yeah.
you
You
asshole.
stole from the
What they
homeless.
do is they do like events, like the community comes and like plants stuff and grows it and all that, and then they'll maybe do an event where it's all picked and stuff, and the community can come and get it then, but not actually like random people are like, oh.
But I mean, you go in there and it's like you got stuff that's dying because nobody's picking it.
Oh yeah, me and we got it.
Oh, so you're so okay.
Oh, yeah,
Anyways,
I'm so in for it.
moving
Wait,
on.
so
if you
have
guys
you-
hold
have
on,
you stole anything?
hold on, Tucker. If you guys missed last week's episode, the ominous voice behind the camera is Jesse. We're gonna get him a camera next, or hopefully within the next few weeks.
He'll be Dan cammed.
Donate to our
Okay.
There
Patreon.
was a marijuana plant in that community garden.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
that was in Parks and Rec too. You remember that? That shit funny.
I love me some Parks and Rec.
I mean, someone probably didn't go out of their way to plant that. They were probably just
Oh, this is a good spot.
Smoking
They
and
were
drop
probably-
some.
Dude, that would be so much funnier if they put it there and then the community garden grew around it. Like they put the community garden there later.
Our goal is to feed the community.
no. Realistically, they were probably just smoking there, and then they were picking out the seeds and stems.
Steeds.
Seed went in there.
Hey man, is it seeds or steeds?
And then he dropped him in, and they planted a illegal plant. Rip. Moving on.
Depending on when this
No
person
picking,
watches
okay?
the podcast.
Yeah, it could be legal by now.
Yeah,
It could be
if it's
legal.
Go in
next
there
year,
and
it might be
pick
legal.
the pot plant either.
All right,
no
guys.
picking.
Y'all want to get into our main medium rare
Let's do it.
section?
Cool.
Let's do it. All right, so my topic this week is Cuphead.
Ooh.
One of my favorite platforming games. I'm horrible at it. Me and Dan were actually, he was watching me play earlier, and he can confirm that I am, in fact, horrible at this game.
Quick
Couldn't
question.
make it through half a boss fight.
I mean, it was like, I had already fought like 5 or 6 bosses.
Okay, well you
It's one that I'm stuck on.
Can you play locally on it, multiple players?
It's local multiple player.
so okay, co-op, cool.
So yeah, this is a run and gun indie game. It's made by MDHR Studio MDHR. It's by two brothers, Chad and Jared Moldenhauer, which MDHR is short for Moldenhauer. This is the first game they made.
Wow.
It's really cool because it's like old timey, like 20s cartoon. For those who haven't played the game, you probably have heard of it if you listen to the show. But yeah, it's kind of like people call it the Dark Souls of platformers because it's so incredibly hard. There's a lot of things going on the screen the whole time. But this is one of my favorite games. They had like no video game experience or experience in animation at all.
Wow.
For a team of like 11 people, like there was very small amounts of people, mostly just family and friends. The wife of Chad, Maya Moldenhauer, she was the inker and the producer of the game, and then their best friend from down the street as a kid, he's their composer, and he did like a lot of jazz music, which about the music, like whenever you die in a level, they up the pitch in one instrument every time you start over, so every time you die and start back, it's like a new experience sort of, so like the music sounds a little bit different.
That's so cool.
It's really, really cool. It was announced in 2014 at E3 and then released in 2017. It's like one of the best-selling indie games in the world. As of right now, it's sold 3 million copies, which within the first week, I think that first million, they sold that first million. Excuse me. So like the story of the game, it's Cuphead is this little guy. He's got a cup. He's like his head is made out of a cup,
Hey.
and and his brother Mugman.
So he's got a good name.
Yeah, and his brother Mugman. They both sold their soul to the devil, and in order to regain their soul, their debt to the devil, they have to take souls, which is like each boss battle you get their soul. And the fun fact, everybody asks what the liquid is in Cuphead and Mugman's cups, and it's their actual soul. Like that's
Whoa.
they said it was like their soul or whatever. So anyway, it was heavily inspired by like old Fleischer Brothers cartoons, like I said before, like in the 20s, which
Right.
that was run by two brothers who had like a unique vision. And so I thought that was interesting because it's two brothers who have a unique vision in video games. So basically, like one of the brothers just played a lot of video games, took as much inspiration from it as he could. The other one took up animation with his wife, and they both made it.
That
Let
is
me
so
get
wild.
the...
Like no
fact-
history in either.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, I might be wrong, but so like originally it was going to be like a kindergarten art style, where like a kindergarten art class where it's on cork boards, and there was like drawings of like the handprint turkeys and like yarn and cotton balls and stuff, and they thought that would be too difficult and it wouldn't look as good, so they later decided to go with like the 20s look. They had one level that was just a really cool thing that I heard about it. One level they had that they were going to do was where you're on a stanza, like music stanza.
Right.
And the notes for the song that's playing in the game, or like the actual notes, are attacking you, but he had to find a they couldn't find a song that was hectic enough to where there was that many notes coming at you, and like eventually if they picked a good song, you just memorize it and it'd be too easy. So they it took them like 3 boss battles worth of time to make it, so they scrapped that.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. The let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so the coolest fact for me is like with regular gaming involving like 3D models, like we have today, which it involves an actor. They're designed one time and then they're rendered multiple times, like through the software. But with this, Cuphead characters, they had to be drawn at 24 frames per second, hand drawn.
Right.
Which means it was anywhere from 1,300 to 1,500 frames of animation, all to be hand drawn and inked by hand, then scanned into a computer and digitally colored to expedite the animation process.
So they didn't reuse any sprites, like every single one.
No,
was
everything
just-
is hand drawn. And this is by a small, like a large AAA production company like Rockstar. That's a big deal for them.
Right.
These are guys like the video game versions of like me and Jesse and us guys who like make short films and stuff. That's like the video game version of that, and they made this like insane model. So some of the games that inspired this game: Street Fighter 2, Mario, Super Mario World, Guy Star Heroes, Contra 3, Thunder Force, Dragon Quest, Mega Man. A lot of the cartoons that were inspired was Popeye.
Hey.
Sailor Man was one of them. Hell's Bells, which is what they got the devil design from. A couple of level designs were from like Tom and Jerry and Woody the Woodpecker. Swing You Sinner, Betty Boop, and Iron Giant were like inspired for a lot of the boss battles. There's like a lot of other stuff though that you can get into with that. So yeah, the game itself, like I absolutely love it. It's just extremely infuriating to play, especially when you're dying hundreds and hundreds of times. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, you need to check it out. If you want to learn any more about it, most of my articles were from Game Informer, Wikipedia, GameSpot, and then a lot of the YouTube videos from IGN, the Leaderboard, Did You Know Gaming, and Video Game Storytime. They talk a lot more about it. And then some of my favorite indie games, I was just going to give you some recommendations if you like Cuphead. My favorite one, and me and Dan both played it and beat it, Moonlighter. Absolutely love that game.
Great game.
Fantastic game. Ori and the Blind Forest, it's not really considered indie anymore because Microsoft bought it, I think, right?
Right.
Yep.
But that game is phenomenal.
Yeah, I always see you guys playing that.
Yeah, we were playing that earlier, me and Dan. Stardew Valley's a great one. That one's got a really interesting story. I might actually do an episode on that. Shovel Knight's great. Super Meat Boy's great.
Ooh,
Super Meat Boy's fantastic. That one's also got a really interesting story like this. Celeste is awesome. And then me and Dan were actually playing earlier. We played a lot of games today. We were playing earlier Dead Cells, which is first time I played it, and I absolutely loved it. So if you like Cuphead, check those games out.
I really wanted to pick up Cuphead for a while now.
You should. It's $20. I mean, it's fun. It's just really hard.
Yeah.
Be prepared for it to be really hard.
Yeah, Cuphead looks great, plays great. Getting killed by a giant carrot is very frustrating.
Yeah,
A giant
it's
carrot.
but yeah, you guys really should check it out. It's absolutely phenomenal. You can see the passion that they put into it. There's a lot of love and hard work put into it for sure.
That's so.
Would you say that the frustration could be kind of like playing like Dark Souls?
That's what
That's
I was
what he
saying.
says, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a lot of the hardness, because that's what he said. He wanted the difficulty to be. He didn't want it to be easy, because like he didn't want you to memorize it. He wanted it to be super difficult, where like when you finally beat it, you feel like you've earned it. And he really wanted you to spend time with it. He wanted to make characters that were memorable and something that you spent a lot of time on, not something that you can just go through and knock out really quick. And they understand that that's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys got $20 to spend, it's a fantastic game. It's a lot of fun, especially when you play it with friends. We might actually do a let's play together at some point. Play that game.
I'm down.
How
Put it
many-
on our YouTube
I just
channel.
know I would definitely suck
Yeah, well,
automatically.
No,
I
we
suck at
all
any,
will.
like,
We all will.
platformers
Is
like
it only
that.
2-player co-op?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're doing some DLC where there's going to be a third choice. I don't know if that means 3 players or if that means that there's just a third character you can play as. But
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm looking for a lot more like co-op style games,
Yeah.
like to play with Liz.
yeah,
But this
you
is
guys
cool.
would definitely hate each other if you play Cuphead together. Even the
Yeah.
multiplayer is actually harder than the single player.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause
Do they
you have
up
to
the
You have to
difficulty?
rely on the other person a lot.
Does the difficulty go up
Yikes.
if you're playing multiplayer?
Do what?
It's a
The
different.
difficulty.
It's a different
You have to
storyline,
you have to
right?
both stay on the same camera, so one person
Yeah, you
can't,
can't
be
separate-
better than the other person.
I just mean
Go
like
get ahead.
difficulty in general. Like, are the bosses harder if there's more people
Yeah.
playing?
Well, the bosses, they just have more health. They're not necessarily harder. They just have more health.
I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, you have to rely on the other character, or the other person, which makes things really difficult if you're not communicating, which me and Dan discovered a few months ago. Okay, Alex.
Okay. Mine is a little more disgusting, I would say.
I
It's
like
pretty,
disgusting
it's
things.
pretty nasty. The first time I heard about it, last podcast on the left briefly mentioned this dude. He's a nasty boy. His name is Issei Sagawa. I watched the documentary about him. He's known as the Japanese cannibal who lived. So he was born just after World War II. He was incredibly smart and short.
Is he the one that ate?
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yes, he did that.
He decided to go to college in Paris. He kind of had a run-in with a female back when he was living in Japan, but he just decided to go off to school in Paris for some reason. But he was really smart, and he was very studious, but was very strange and people didn't take too well to him, I guess, in France.
Social outcast.
Right. My notes, I said, is very short and shy, very sad boy. B-O-I. He met a Dutch woman named Renee Hartevelt, and she made him feel accepted. She invited him out to dinner with a lot of people and for study sessions and stuff like that. She was incredibly kind to him. Bless her soul.
That poor gal.
Poor baby.
Yeah. She was a great lady. She's very smart.
She ain't even know.
He invited to her house to read some German poetry because he knew that she was fluent in German. And
Nice.
yeah, if you want to know, if
You
you ever
know how to get a woman, you read her poetry if you want to like eat her and stuff.
German poetry.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
What's that line in Spider-Man 2? You want to know the way to a woman's heart? Read
Peter poetry,
German
Peter
poetry.
poetry.
her poetry.
German poetry though.
Like put paper in her mouth.
God,
Jeez, okay,
feeding her
That's the worst
paper.
visual.
Here
I
goes
ever
my
had.
poetry. Eat it.
You guys Tobey Maguire like what's the freaking YouTube poop with Peter Parker?
Oh, which one?
Just
Version of Peter
Pizza
Parker.
time.
shoving paper into a
Pizza
woman.
time.
Anyway,
Oh my
God.
Peter poetry. Pizza time.
Jeez. Golding.
So, anyways, he invites her back to his apartment to help him translate this German poetry. He goes away into the back room and takes out a gun and shoots her in the back of the neck, I believe. I think she died instantly or, relatively quickly. So then he eats her butt.
Oh.
Brought a whole new presentation.
Oh, I knew that was
someone
coming.
make that joke.
It's like an Albert
He was
Fish
away.
kinda-
He was
kinda
way
guy.
ahead of his
Yes,
time.
but much different.
Way ahead.
not a
For
taste
any of
young
our
women.
listeners,
Did he cook it?
I don't know if he immediately cooked
Medium
the butt.
he
medium
cooked
rare.
it medium rare.
I don't know.
No, but for our listeners, Dan is he's well versed in the category of serial killers. So if you hear him make references to other serial killers, he's
Yes,
just really into
That's
it.
Dan.
I'm on that level. But yeah, he eats her butt. I don't think he cooked the butt immediately. He might have. I know he tasted it, and he said it was in the book. he tasted it raw.
Spicy.
I'm pretty sure, and said that it was very
But
greasy
Very
and
buddy.
fatty because it's
It's a
fat,
butt,
right?
Did he eat it like
it'd be
the
like that
groceries?
sometimes.
He ate the thighs. He said that
right?
he ate the
Nice.
thighs. They said they were incredibly good. He ate her boob, one of her boobs. Said it was really greasy and disgusting.
Oh, you're telling me that eating a human being is disgusting?
Well, hold on. He said the thighs were amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
No, didn't he? What kind of meat did he describe like human meat as, like the muscle meat?
pork.
pork.
Right.
Yep.
All right, good, because I hate
Well, yeah,
pork.
humans
Yeah.
are sometimes
So that's how
called
you know
long
I'm not a
pork.
cannibal.
Do
You
they
lying?
really be tasting
You covering
like
for
pork?
something?
Are you sure?
Apparently.
Brett got a lot of mass on him.
Oh, stop.
Next week we find out.
Right. And so he also bit some of her face and her nose. The crime scene photos. Don't look them up. I did.
If you want
I
to,
did a doo doo and looked them up.
if you want to, you can.
You can. They're pretty easy to find, but I wouldn't suggest it. He tried to dispose of the body by cutting her up into bits and putting her in 2 large suitcases. And, a small Asian man carrying 2 large suitcases that are half the
Classy
size
guy.
of him.
Classic
With
guy.
blood just coming out.
He sounds like a businessman to me.
He gets in a taxi. He goes to some pond, lake, or whatever, and there's a restaurant right there. And he tries to throw them in the water. So he can't make it in the water, so he just drops them at the beach. And he's like,
At the top, like where it's shallow.
yeah. And then
Nice.
just leaves.
He ain't tied to like a cinder block.
the people call the police and they find her body.
Yeah, this dude just threw
They
something.
immediately arrest him because they know, everybody. He was a prime suspect because
He's just covered in blood. His mouth has blood all over it. He's got 2 briefcases.
And
he was the
doo-doo.
last person that she was seen around. That's not what I was going
He's
to
got
say.
doo doo on his mouth too, because I mean,
Okay.
he was eating ass.
Okay. All right. Not to malign the dead.
Hey, man.
He goes to court. Gets called. I think he's in jail for 2 years waiting his trial date. Gets called legally insane by the French court and is sent back to Japan as a free man.
They messed up on that one.
I made a little goof.
They made a, that's a goof if I've ever
Hey,
heard
I
one.
know this guy just killed this person and ate them, but let's just send him home. He learned his lesson.
He said he apologized. Everything's fine. We're gonna just send him back.
He goes back to Japan. He writes some books about basically the original.
He
If I
wrote
Did It, he
books?
wrote books. There's a manga.
Can you buy them? There's a
Yes.
manga about it. A
mhm.
manga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Manga.
Let's get that shit
Alright.
quick.
Hey, you know what?
What? Okay. Anyways,
I don't think that counts.
he instantly becomes a cultural icon in Japan and throughout parts of the world.
Icon?
Icon. They worship this man.
Where can you buy these books?
Amazon.
You can buy them on Amazon.
You will go on a list, but yes, you can buy them off
You will,
Amazon.
yeah, for sure.
Wait, is this the same guy that hosted like a TV show?
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
Oh
he
no,
was,
I know what you're talking about.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He also acted in pornography for a short time. He's still
bet he
alive
eats
to
ass
this
in that,
day,
too.
and from all the interviews that I've seen with him, he still wants to eat women. Still has a taste for human.
So he
Uh,
was getting paid to eat ass. That's not bad.
no, he's not getting paid. He's getting paid to write about eating.
It's called a career in the pornography.
Well, I mean, he was in pornography.
Well, they were all.
Why did I say it like
wanna
that?
say it. Let's not talk
Porno.
about
I have to sing it.
Well, did you guys hear about like? There's this Danish billionaire named like
The Spanish billionaire or
Danish.
Spanish? A Danish.
Danish.
He was on target. You're wrong. There you go.
His name. He's basically he was dubbed like the Elon Musk of his land. And
Alright.
Dane.
yeah, Dane. He's from Daneland.
I love that place.
Basically,
The country,
Yeah, Denmark.
They have
the
good
country
pastries.
of Dane.
he cut this lady up and took her in his submarine.
Of course he has a submarine.
No, like he literally
No.
was like the Elon, or is the Elon Musk.
I think I know what you're
That
talking
sounds
about.
like a
That's not-
Batman
not too-
villain.
That's
No,
not
this happened
as
like
recently.
like last year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
I
super
feel like
villain.
if you have a submarine, you can probably get away with stuff like that.
But he
Well, no, it was
That
something.
is a valid
no,
point.
like you would think that he would get out of the water and just like toss that shit out like the limbs, but they found the limbs.
It was something he made it. It wasn't like necessarily
Yeah, no,
a submarine. It was
yeah, it
some
was-
some invention he made.
it was his own contraption, and the lady was a journalist.
So that was Elon. Musk.
yeah, she went along to
That's
she went along to
Megamind.
write about it, and then he did that.
That's Megamind, dude.
Good,
Real
good
life.
movie,
Got that little
2001.
piece of-
Stop. We ain't gonna talk about your niece, even though she do look like Megamind.
She got a big ass head.
She's a cutie though.
So cute.
All right,
Anyway,
back to the story.
is that it? Are you done?
Yeah,
That's
I'm good.
okay.
You know, there's a good documentary about it on. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm
go
pretty
ahead and
sure.
cite it. What do you know what the title was?
The cannibal, the Japanese
Oh,
cannibal.
okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, or the
Japanese
cannibal who
cannibal.
walked.
Yes, I thought you were going to talk about that guy that ate some little girl's hands.
Of
course.
Also Japanese cannibal.
Of course, Dan knows
So-
plenty about that.
Yeah, learned
Our-
about a different one.
Learned about a different one. Anyway, go ahead, Sil.
So basically, if you listened to last week's episode, you know.
Yeah, so he'll ruin this week's episode.
Oof. PUBG. I was introduced to this game. I'd heard about it, a lot about it.
From who?
Not you, like Business Insider.
Nah, it was me.
Business
No.
Insider.
Business Insider.
Nah, yeah, it says the guy who comes over to my house and plays PUBG.
Yeah,
by
and
himself.
then that's ways
Whatever,
away.
dog.
The first time I played PUBG was when I downloaded this game. Just because I saw it on the App Store and I was like,
On
how's
your
this
phone?
doing? Yeah, on my phone.
Oh,
That's
a
what-
real gamer.
That's where I don't game anymore. I
Yeah,
used to play.
I don't know if mobile games count.
They definitely
They
don't.
do
When-
in
when
Japan.
When I used to be a gamer, I used to be a competitive
No.
CS:GO PC
No,
gamer.
yeah, okay, yeah. You keep that there.
Yeah, you got
Go
it.
ahead, Sahil,
Um,
sorry.
Basically, though, I had this PUBG mobile app, and I hadn't realized that it surpassed 100 million downloads on mobile. Does that not blow your mind? Like
Yeah. No,
100
it-
million.
It's
Well, I mean,
huge.
yeah, it's huge, but yeah, like with Fortnite and stuff like that, I think it came out. I think it came out before on mobile. Did it come out on mobile before Fortnite?
No, I think Fortnite beat them, but overall, like,
You-
it came out before Fortnite. PUBG itself came out before
Well, yeah, I know
Fortnite, yeah.
that. Do you know if it sold more on mobile than Fortnite did?
No,
I figured
it was
wouldn't.
under. It was right
Okay.
under Fortnite,
Yeah, I
and
figured.
Fortnite had the advantage because they did release first. And
Yeah.
then into my research, I found out that PUBG actually sued Fortnite.
Yeah.
which I did not know.
Well,
Yeah,
they dropped
yeah.
the lawsuit.
yeah,
now.
they just dropped the
Yeah.
lawsuit. But
PUBG was just made by. Was it not made by like just one guy? Like
it was made by a company. It was
I thought it was
Bluehole.
one guy, but
Yeah,
then
Bluehole.
Bluehole ended up
He
buying
made
it. Or
he made a mod for was it DayZ?
H1Z1.
H1Z1
Yeah,
or
yeah.
DayZ, and
or DayZ, yeah, something like that.
yeah, and they liked it so much that they said they wanted to fund it for a full fledged
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and so Bluehole picked him up.
Gotcha. That's right.
and that whole battle royale just genre of gaming has just picked up an indefinite amount of steam in the past like year and a half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess for people like me who don't game like that, like these folks do,
Very
It-
true.
yeah, it's basically this category of game in Fortnite and PUBG specifically where they drop out of a plane and
Or a magic school bus.
or a magic school bus.
Ran on
That's
the
in
magic
Fortnite.
school
Yeah.
bus.
Yeah,
And-
Miss Frizzle's driving it.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they pick up weapons, and it's like a last man standing type ordeal.
Yeah. I just thinking about the battle royale thing because like for a while it was like every game that was coming out was like battle royale mode. It's got a battle royale mode.
Call of
and
Duty.
then at
Yes.
E3, my favorite announcement for battle royale mode was at E3 when EA's conference started, which everybody hates EA's conference. That was like the first thing, but it was so funny because the guys came out for Battlefield 5, and they were like, "We got what everybody's been asking for," and the guy next to him's like, "Yep." Battle Royale mode.
Everyone,
and it's just silent, and then you
boo.
just hear, boo. And then they were like, let's show some footage or whatever, and it just moved on. It was so funny. Anyway.
But the thing about the games is like and that's crazy to me. Fortnite's completely free to play, but it's like the add-ons, right? The
Mhm.
skins and everything, and they actually make a lot more money than PUBG does, and
Yeah.
PUBG's, it's pay to play,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's pay to
PUBG's
play.
not
Nice
really pay to
dances and
play.
stuff.
No.
But it-
You
it
buy
isn't
the
like-
game and you can buy skins, but Fortnite is just free and you can buy skins.
completely
Yeah.
free. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's how League of
Oh, I
Legends
see what
makes
you're
all
saying.
their
You
money.
buy the game.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
to buy the game. Yeah.
Got you.
Pay to play usually means like you pay to advance in the game.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
like you
I
buy
didn't-
guns that are
I
better
meant
than
like you have to buy
Well, that's
the game
pay to
itself.
win.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah, Alex, what the heck? Everyone knows what the original Battle Royale was, though, right?
The movie?
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft Battle Royale was
I
the
don't know.
very
There's that
first
movie
one.
with Stone Cold Steve Austin where they all drop on an island and they have to kill each other.
That was like Condemned.
I don't know. Hey, man,
Predators?
it's a
But
real
Battle
shitty
Royale
movie.
is I think it's a
Sounds like
Japanese
Spoiler
movie.
alert. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
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 There was the
Is it
I think that was
Japanese?
the American-made
Right,
version.
You don't just pass this thing
You
around. It's not
don't know
racist.
if it's Japanese or not. You don't want them
I'm
aligned.
pretty sure that it is.
All right,
I
then
think
I'll
the
take
studio
it.
that made the American version of an already very good Japanese movie deserves the ray gun.
Yep, that is big old facts right there.
All right.
So,
Is that all you got? Or, okay, we're gonna go to talk.
Basically.
Okay.
Well, it's kind
At
of
least it wasn't
funny how it
Chick-fil-A.
worked out, but your topic kind of goes straight into mine.
Are you
Uh,
you doing Fortnite?
No,
Okay.
it deals with PUBG.
Are we all
But
talking?
I
we're all
wanted
talking about video
to-
games?
I wanted to focus on the pan. It's literally just the pan
The
from
pan
PUBG.
and
the
the
pan
frying
from
pan.
PUBG.
Oh, we're getting deep into the PUBG
I know, I'm-
lore.
It's just I just wanted to go right in. I mean,
Dude, let's
literally
do
it's
it.
like I think the best thing to just start off with is just to read directly from what I got from PUBG's Gamepedia.
I love that Tuck finds instead of just going with a broad topic, goes
very
with the
specific.
smallest piece of a broad
Specific.
topic. Okay, go for it.
Okay, so this is
Love
straight
you.
from PUBG's Gamepedia. Okay. In game, the pan is capable of killing an unarmored opponent in 2 hits on the body or 1 hit to the head. The pan will also block bullets fired at players while equipped and while unequipped, allowing it to act as a small shield. It blocks shots from all ranged weapons in the game, including shotguns and the AWM. For these reasons, it is regarded as the best melee weapon in the game, and that's from the PUBG Game Media website.
Undisputed.
Our
you-
Gamepedia
If you
website.
play PUBG and you find a pan, no matter
You
what
win.
you're holding, yeah, you
You
win.
win. You
no
win the
matter
game.
what you're holding,
You win the
drop
game.
it.
It's just like literally any time that I play, I always pick up the pan.
Oh, dude.
If
You
I
gotta
if I
have
have the
one.
choice between a pistol that I see that has 2 clips
Yeah.
and I see a pan,
I'm getting that pan.
if it's I'm gonna grab the pan
yeah,
first
100%.
because if someone's coming at me,
Dude.
you know, with the way that the aiming style is in the game, especially if they're the ones that have a pistol and you have the pan, you're probably gonna win.
Yeah.
Because especially according to what kind of pistol, you know, the damage for pistols is not crazy.
Yeah, and frying pan's like what, 1-hit kill?
Like a 1-hit kill in the head
Mhm.
or 2 just to their body. I literally played last night, and if it wasn't for someone with an S12K, which is basically just automatic shotgun,
Yeah.
I hit him 1 time,
Same.
which Dan can attest.
Yeah.
I hit
it's
him
half
1
health.
time, and he went all the way to half health, and he unloaded 4 shots into me and killed me. So if he were to just had a pistol,
Mhm.
he would have died to the pan.
I want to say,
Died to the pan.
speaking of Tucker and Dan playing last night, it was at my house, or Dan was at my house, and I was watching. And the first game they played, Dan was just looking at stuff in a room, and some random guy walks in the room and out of the room, and Dan screamed so
I remember
loud. I screamed because
He
I
screamed for a minute. It was
Dan-
like, ah!
dude, literally, Dan was like, "Woo, woo, 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 woo," like so. It freaked me out so hard.
I did kill that guy though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, you
just
did.
wanted
He
to say.
screamed
Shot
at
him.
him.
The guy ran out, and then he found him again and finished him off. Fantastic.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You jumped.
But just
I got so scared when
Just
he
thinking
screamed.
about the pan though, it's so OP in a way. Like I explained in it, it's literally like a 1 or 2 hit kill, and you can block any bullet.
Mhm.
Like literally anything.
I've
you
had that
can block
happen
it.
multiple times where you're running across a field and a bullet will
Just a
just
ting.
ping off
You're like,
your
oh,
pan.
it was shot me in the asshole. good thing I had that pan.
Clearly,
or else
they're
I'd have
not aiming for
an
the head.
asshole shot. But I found out this a cool fact about the pan, whenever they first started it, whenever PUBG first started, when they included the pan, it actually was a 100 damage hit.
Oh, one hit.
At first, like no matter where, it was just like one hit, you kill someone. Didn't matter where you hit.
That is OP.
Then they realized, they were like, hey, let's not do that because everyone dies. If someone has the pan and they don't have a weapon, they can't run.
If somebody's shooting at you and you're just swinging your pan,
What do
can you deflect?
They're blocking the
bullets?
shot.
That's so cool. You just see a guy just running down a hill, swinging a pan, just deflecting every bullet coming at him. We need to make a short film about PUBG
Like a
now.
Sword
pan-
Art
yes.
Online.
I'm down to
About
make
the
a pan.
Corridor
just call it
Digital
a
got
pan.
that.
Just call it
Pan. The short film.
Jesse, write that
It'd
one
be
down.
better than the new Peter Pan movie, newest
Oh.
Peter Pan movie.
Oh, we can't use that name then, probably, huh?
Taking rips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well-
It's a pan.
Damn, he taking shots.
Well, that's another cool little fact that's in the game.
Sorry,
There are
sweetie.
actually some codes still in the game where they were going to include the ability to ricochet grenades
With the pan?
Oh,
with the pan.
Damn, that
Not
would
even,
be so
there's codes in the game still.
I feel like you
where
could just make a mod where it's like a baseball game.
You literally just they wanted to include the ability where if someone threw a grenade, I guess a flash or stun or grenade, any kind of grenade, and you
You
could
could
just
time it perfect.
and just hit it and just yeet it right back at them. And then they take the damage.
Oh,
So
that's
it's just
fantastic.
like, I don't.
well, are there
If that were
throwback?
to have been included, it probably would be a little OP because you just keep the pan on you and you see a grenade coming, pull it out. You're
Well,
safe.
I haven't
Yeah,
played
you
PUBG.
still have to be good enough to whack
Oh yeah,
a
you do have to
grenade
be
back
good
at
to
somebody,
aim it,
though.
but there's people that play that are pretty good.
yeah,
So,
I'm sure
I'm
some
sure-
people could do it.
Yeah, no, it's just that fact that they even had the codes in the game means they could still bring it back, but it's been in the game. Like the codes for that have been in the game since it started, so it's always been an idea, but they haven't necessarily put it in play.
I'm glad that you guys teamed up on this one. That's a new one for Medium Rare. You guys kind of had the same thing going.
Yeah, that's what. As soon as he said it, I was like, oh,
Oh, nice.
guess what?
That's
Mine
what we're
works
gonna do too. That's why we don't like to.
Gangbang. Sorry.
Okay, all right. You gonna keep. All right, yeah. That's what we're gonna try and do on Medium Rare now. Is like because like we don't know what we're talking about. So if somebody has a topic that's the same, we just have them both.
Or like
Yeah,
works
go for it.
together in a
Yeah,
way.
work
Like his
together,
was
right.
just relatively like just PUBG altogether.
Yeah.
And mine was just a little bit more into it, but
The PUBG
it's-
lore,
PUBG lore,
the canon.
Yes.
Nice
I mean,
little
people
fun.
really didn't. I mean, I didn't realize that was in like the code or even the 100 damage thing. And I
Yeah.
mean, but a lot of people use the pan. I mean,
you
it's-
have to.
It is the melee weapon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone I know that plays chooses the pan over machete, sickle, anything.
Because
Like, as soon as they
none of
see
them
it.
ever have any other use other than.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
know,
literally
you-
a shield and can kill someone in 2 hits.
And like, I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
anybody's ever used a melee weapon if they have literally any other weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So
But the pan,
you pick it
though,
up. Yeah, you pick. But you see that pan, you pick it up
you
regardless.
pick the pan.
Yeah,
you
for
pick
sure.
it.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for that. Do we have anything else anybody wants to close out with? You got any stories? Anything at all?
No, I
You
mean,
got
I think-
anything, Dan? Producer Dan? Nothing?
Stories?
I mean, anything that you can think of before we close out? Anything you want to say?
Um,
All right. Segment?
That's a no.
Oh
our
yeah, no,
culture
no, no.
segment.
That's right. That's right. We've got.
Yep, we got
Yeah,
culture
thought we were
segment.
closing a
My
little
bad.
early.
I totally
I
forgot.
didn't know we
You're
were at
good.
the end.
I mean,
we're not at the
after
end
medium
yet.
rare,
Oh,
it's
okay.
usually how it is. But yeah, no, sorry about that. We've got one extra
Two-
segment
two
or
special segments.
two special segments. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible host. But we've got two special segments since Dan's here. We wanted to have some nice involvement with Dan. So Sahil, take it away.
So this is a segment where it's, my buddy Dan right here is not with the shits, as you might say.
What does that mean?
He's,
Tucker might not be either.
he is yet to immerse himself in the lingo
Yep.
of my culture.
What is your culture
Give
exactly?
him the ray
You
gun.
live in like the
The
richest.
Cultural appropriation.
I'm from the streets.
No,
No.
no.
Wait,
Don't
No,
give him the ray
no,
gun.
I am not from the
Neighborhood.
streets, but I do work there sometimes.
You work the streets?
You could say so. You could
In a
say
way.
so. In a way. So I'm gonna introduce some terms, and I'm gonna try my best to explain.
What's
it.
this segment called, Sahil?
I'll let you take this one.
Oh well, no. It's called Teaching White People Culture. And since Sahil came up with this segment, I'm going to give him the Rega.
You know what? I deserve it. All right, so let's start off with what should we start off with? I'm thinking drip. Everyone feel free to.
I still want to know about no cap.
No, see,
I'm still on that.
It's been weeks that they've been saying
I've
no
been
cap.
waiting for this.
Okay.
I'm
Me and
waiting.
Sahil been saying no cap.
Okay, no cap. Brett, how would we describe it?
I mean, it's like no doubt or like for
no
sure.
doubt. It's like
Really?
Like the band?
It's it's definitely like an affirmative statement, and I know that sounds super white, like me saying
An
that right.
affirmative statement. I'll say it. Just tell me to say it, and I'll say it white for you.
Yeah. But like cap can also mean like don't cap, like don't flake. That's another form. It
Whoa,
has, like,
this is way
Is it?
different than
So-
I thought.
No, I mean it has a few different forms. Like
Dan, why don't you
Okay.
tell us what you thought no cap meant?
Ooh, yes.
I didn't know at all what no cap meant. I didn't think
You
anything.
didn't even have any guess.
You guys have just been saying, on God, no cap. I don't know.
Moms.
No, like, context or
on
anything.
crib,
On
on
crib.
baby.
So,
No, it's like bet. Do you know what bet is?
what do you think? Hold on. I want every time we need to ask Dan before we get into it. What do you think bet means?
Bet is when somebody says, like, I bet you this.
So like gambling.
Yeah, kind of like gambling.
We're gonna go out.
Huh?
Say something like we're gonna go do something.
Hey, you want to go get some
Why are you talking like
Deer
that?
Park at the Chevrolet?
Man, this is taking way too
know what
long.
I'm saying?
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. That's exactly like, okay, Jesse
Just-
says we're about to hit McDonald's after we hit the yo. And we'll say bet. Yo is studio. Just,
How do we
Okay.
know that?
yeah.
All right.
You could almost take it as a literal like definition of like throwing down. Like,
Yeah, like it's a bet.
we're gonna
Yeah.
go.
But then also,
Oh, like,
Definitely-
you betcha.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
in
my
white
God.
terms.
You betcha.
In white
Exactly.
terms, you are right.
Don't laugh at the man. It's his culture. It's a different culture.
It's my culture too. I'm taking a stand.
bet can mean like it can also be like a say you won't type thing. Like I bet you won't type thing. So, oh, you won't ask that girl out. Oh, bet.
Yeah.
That type.
So
That
it's,
too.
it's literally just shortening,
Oh man.
like, you betcha.
Oh my
In a way.
God.
Yes.
Hey, I bet
Yes,
you won't go
no,
talk
no.
to that fine
Dan,
feminine
Dan,
It's just
specimen.
like,
On
it's,
God.
it's
You
simplifying it
betcha.
down.
No cap. No cap.
No cap.
No cap.
No
It's
rap
just-
cap.
we're just like, all right, that takes too long to say. Bet.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're getting there. It kind of
You're
sounded.
flourishing
yeah,
nicely,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
liking the way it sounds on your lips.
Oh, did I say it right?
Okay,
Can you hit it again?
Bet.
Bet.
It's a little spicy.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dan.
Facts.
Hey, Dan.
Facts.
Do you want to watch Back to the Future with me again?
Bet.
Nice.
Actually,
He has
I
caught
can't.
on nicely.
Proud of you,
I
Tucker.
can't watch
Tucker,
it
are you
again
holding on?
'cause I've
to-
never seen it.
He's growing right before our
Tucker,
eyes.
is Tucker hanging on? You doing okay over there?
I'm good.
Okay, you're learning all these words too, huh?
I am. I had a little taste of them, so I thought
You know a few. What do you guys? What do you think, stew or yo?
stew.
Stew. So stew. I love a good stew. It's like
Oh, God.
like beef with potatoes, carrots, put celery in there
Celery.
sometimes.
This
would
is
you
a
cook-
vegan-only show.
I can't hear you. I
Don't
can't.
forget peas.
Tucker, I can't hear you. I'm vegan.
Shit.
Very true.
Our producer's vegan.
Sorry, you're
please
made
don't.
of meat. I can't hear you if you're made of meat.
No. So like the stew or the yo. That's this. This is the studio.
Oh my.
Oh, but it's
That's
so
stew
stew
and
is
yo
the same
are-
as
It's
yo?
the same thing.
Okay.
No, stew. Okay, they're just different parts of the word. So studio
Right.
can be broken into stew, or at the end of the word, yo.
Right.
I
What if you
said-
Just, what if
I
you
said-
say the D?
Why would you break
I said
studio
just
into
we
two
just
different
left the
words?
D.
We're in the
Who
duh.
says dio?
Drip.
Oh, we're going to the dio.
Drip. Drip.
Oh, drip. What do you think drip means?
Drip is like when a liquid's dripping off of things.
Hey, so no, bring your mic up.
Yo.
We'll edit that out in post.
I'm in the cut like Neosporin.
All right. So
was-
drip's gonna be our last one. Go ahead and explain what drip is.
Drip's just like, swagger. Drip. Drip is like what you, yeah, it ooze. You exuberate.
Is it like
Drip.
apparel?
It could be apparel. It could be jewelry. It could
That
be.
sounded kind of white. Sorry.
It could be the way you carry yourself. That's
So like you're dripping with charisma
Finesse.
kind of
Sorry.
thing.
Charisma.
you could. You could.
Okay.
Y'all
Yeah.
are on 2 different pages. Finesse, charisma.
He smells me.
What? I mean,
you guys
Same page,
different terms.
Save that one.
He smells
Smells
you.
me. I don't know what that one means.
I
so-
smell you. I smell
Yeah,
you.
it's another affirmative statement.
I smell
I
you.
Is
smell
it
you.
basically I feel you?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
well,
but
yeah, they're both part
that's
of your
a vibe.
senses.
But I feel you
like,
has.
I hear you.
I feel you has
I
no more
love
drip
I
to
see
it.
you.
I see you.
Dan, you are the cutest.
That's a vibe.
Yeah, next.
Yeah. What's our next segment?
Oh, I could definitely read off.
No,
of
no,
Dan.
no,
No,
not
it's
that. What's our
No.
second segment?
Remember Dan? His little what he eats.
Oh yeah. So Dan likes to come up with like horrid food combinations.
We call
and
this segment Dan's Dangerous Eats.
Sure. We
I
just
like
made
that.
that up.
That rolls off the tongue.
Dangerous.
My brother Sam on at the same time.
Yikes.
Oh God.
Yes,
Sam is
please.
also
A
a
cooking
foul.
show.
human.
Mix
the barbecue sauce with the macaroni and cheese.
Diet Coke in his coffee.
Oh,
Hey,
see, I
man.
wouldn't do that.
Well, you know they-
coffee is like
Hold on.
sacrosanct. Like you don't mess with coffee.
Yeah.
Did you drink it black?
I do drink coffee black. Sometimes I'll put some cream in there.
I only drink it black. so.
He's got the ray gun already.
Yeah, I was like, look at
Zero
the
calories.
Like there are acceptable things that you can put in coffee, and then there are unacceptable things like what was it? Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke.
Yeah,
Definitely not Pepsi.
Definitely
Pepsi.
not.
Not
Uh-uh.
Beppis.
Doesn't go in coffee.
No Beppis.
Anyway, so like last night, Dan was telling me, why don't you tell everybody what you were talking to me and my roommate and my fiance about last night? I'm gonna say last night 4 times.
I was eating hot dogs and I put some jelly on the hot dog. And-
You are a demon.
Wait, was it
yeah,
pepper jelly?
I did, no, I did grape jelly.
See, I could understand pepper jelly because
No,
it's got a little
pepper
certain
jelly?
spice. It's like
jelly
relish.
with pepper like flakes in it.
It's basically like a relish kind of.
No
like
cap.
which-
That sound kind of good though.
What's the difference between putting that on a hot dog versus like Thanksgiving when you put that?
Cranberry? Yeah,
Cranberry
if you
sauce on
actually
turkey.
eat cranberry sauce, you are foul.
Cranberry sauce on turkey is delicious.
No, it's not.
It is.
It actually
It is
Oh,
really,
really?
good.
But actually, it's not.
When you put it on a roll.
For someone who eats a meal that has no taste every day. 3 times
Jesse,
a day.
you eat soy
Dude,
for every
you
meal. I
ate
don't want to
Long
hear
John
it.
Silver's.
You eat Long John Silver's
every day.
with canned green beans on the side.
I told Brett this one and his fiance one time when we were chilling. When I was a tubbier child,
Same.
I used to eat Cheez-Its by the handful and guzzle it down with straight up vinegar. Like
Cheez-Its
like
and
this
vinegar?
Yeah, I used to drink it like
That's
it was,
good. That's healthy for you, but that's disgusting.
Like-
I wouldn't come near you.
It's like
clean
it's
with
good.
You
for you.
clean with that.
Yeah, I also clean with McDonald's Sprite.
He was telling me that.
Dude, word though.
He said he gets McDonald's Sprite because it's so acidic and will pour it over his car battery or, to clean the
Yep.
insides of his car.
Yep,
Yeah, no, that
it is
that I
so
get.
acidic.
But you drank vinegar
I was a
with
weird kid.
Cheez-Its. Oh my god.
And then once in a while, I threw like
Threw up.
no. I don't throw up, but I
Same.
once in a while I toss up Baby Bell cheese in there to
Ooh.
Baby
Bell cheese is good.
Cheese?
beard that's hanging out.
Cheese with the vinegar and Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, your breath must have been
Awful.
To drown all of that down, I would drink some pomegranate juice.
That's
Yeah, I
a
was
nice
a
finisher.
damn demon.
Yeah.
All right, well, Dan, continue with your hot dog story. We're getting close to the end here.
He ate hot dog with jelly.
I like to make
No, there was
adventurous food combinations just to try things. So
Well,
I
no,
figured,
did you not test out both grape and strawberry jelly?
yeah, and they were both fine. And I did a side-by-side taste test.
No,
I
see,
did
Dan's
one
doing
hot
this
dog.
by himself, dude. Dan walks away from his book that he's reading, goes downstairs, cooks 2 hot dogs, gets 2 different. We gotta build the scene. 2 different jellies, puts them out, and he's like,
This
"All
will be
right,
good."
everyone, do you want to try this taste test?"
No.
And it's just him
Well-
eating a jelly hot dog.
Boiled or grilled?
Tomorrow night, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do the taste test. He's gonna find the last. He's gonna go. Bet.
Yeah. He saw that hot dog and that jelly, and he just went, "Bet." Say less.
Boiled or grilled?
He definitely
just
microwaved them.
microwave them.
Microwave is even worse, dude. He
No,
just
no, no,
poked
no,
the
no.
shittiest way you could make a hot dog.
I think out of those 3 ways, boiling, microwaving, and grilling, I think microwave might be the best for the jelly
boil.
situation.
It's just fast.
You're
It's
already
just faster.
soften it up.
making mistakes.
It's
Yo,
just
look.
faster.
If you boil them, that shit's gonna be all wet, and then
I
you're gonna put jelly on
love-
top of that.
oh.
That is
It just
disgusting.
slides off.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Boiled hot dogs.
We're
Where it's
also
at, man.
thinking like what you could syringe. Was it? Dan,
Oh yeah, we
my
talked
roommate
about
Dan?
pouring out a hot dog and then injecting jelly in the middle.
Bro, you're literally like 1 step away from.
No, that
No,
was
that's what
that
I'm s-
was
dude.
other Dan's
Suggestion.
suggestion,
My
and
roommate.
I said
Roommate Dan.
that wouldn't taste
I'd
any
eat it.
different.
Well,
so
the
you're
thing-
doing too much work there.
I don't know. It's
But
just-
I did a side by side of one with jelly and one with ketchup, and I actually preferred the one with jelly on
Well,
it.
ketchup on your hot dog. Let's just
Yeah,
get
you don't
this
need
straight.
to put.
That's
If you put
nasty.
ketchup on your hot dog,
I'm a mustard guy.
Yeah.
Well, ketchup is
You're
a
not supposed
normal
I'm a plain
hot dog
naked
topping.
dog. I
yeah,
like
it's
that.
a very
Or
American.
coleslaw.
raw
Coleslaw or raw dog?
Yeah,
Raw
all I know is
Not a
raw
raw
dog.
dog.
Raw dog. I like myself a raw dog.
All right, let's close this show up.
All right, guys. Well,
Word to Planned
I'm gonna end it on
Parenthood.
that one. Bet. Okay, guys. So I want to thank everybody for listening. Thank you, Kyle Khan Studios, for letting us use your studio. We love you. Thank you, Jesse, for everything that you've done for us.
Appreciate
Papa
y'all.
bless.
Thank you, All the Rest, for our jingle. Follow them on Instagram at All the Rest.
Music. All the rest music.
All
I
the Rest
think.
music.
And our 40
I messed that up
Instagram
last
followers who be messing with us heavy.
32 actually.
Oh, God.
32 big ones.
It went down.
I'm pretty
I think
sure
it's actually more now.
All right, well, guys, go follow us on at the Medium Rare Podcast, and I'm at Brett_Owens on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at so and so.
At Alex has a cannon on everything, including Xbox. Add me.
I don't really have any social media things.
Clearly,
He's our producer.
I'm at Sahil.76, and if you see me on Bumble, which I recently downloaded, swipe right.
oh my god,
This
You
man
can find me on Instagram at Good Old Tuck.
that's
OLE, not old. OLE Tuck, and also add me on Xbox at TuckTuck86.
And
we can-
if you get it sometime, report my name on Xbox.
yes, report
So that I can
report
change
Reds.
it for free. It's The Fever
With a 3.
THEFEV3R.
Yeah, it was very cool back in the day.
It was very cool.
Being 13 was
Definitely
so much fun.
report it for anything at all.
He saw that 3. He was like,
I usually do racism. That's the
It
one
was
I
either
click.
that or put a bunch of X's at the beginning and the end.
Oh, yeah.
Or put
that was
69 or
X,
420.
capital X, lowercase
Yeah,
x.
yeah.
That
Make
was
the
that was
O
big
zeros and put 69 or 420 at the end. Okay, I'm going to end it on that one, guys. Thanks for listening. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Say something, Ben.
Oh,
Say thank you.
thanks.